Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of The Daily Dose brought to you by Velocity Technologies. I'm Angelo, tuning in from our office in Tempe, Arizona.
And I'm Nia, joining you from Tucson, Arizona. Today, we will be discussing a critical yet often misunderstood topic, cyber attacks. We'll be examining what happens during a cyber attack and why it's crucial for companies and individuals alike to understand these events.
That's right, Nia. Cyber attacks can seem like a black box to many, but understanding them is essential for effective defense. So let's kick things off by discussing what exactly constitutes a cyber attack. Understanding cyber attacks?
A cyber attack is any attempt to expose, alter, disable, destroy, steal, or gain unauthorized access to or make unauthorized use of an asset. The tactics can range from simple phishing schemes to highly sophisticated malware deployments.
Exactly, Mia. These attacks can target anything from personal devices to complex corporate networks. And as we progress further into the digital age, the number of potential targets continues to grow.
There are several types of cyber attacks that companies and individuals need to be aware of. Some of the most common include phishing, malware, ransomware, and denial of service ASS attacks.
Phishing is particularly common. It involves attackers attempting to trick individuals into providing sensitive information, typically through deceptive emails or websites that mimic legitimate ones.
Then we have malware, which is malicious software designed to disrupt, damage, or gain unauthorized access to a computer system. Ransomware, a subset of malware, encrypts the victim's files and demands payment to restore access.
DOS attacks, on the other hand, aim to make a machine or network resource unavailable to its intended users, usually by overwhelming the target with a flood of internet traffic. The anatomy of a cyber attack.
Every cyber attack begins with reconnaissance. Attackers gather information about their target, looking for weaknesses they can exploit. This might involve scanning for open ports or unpatched vulnerabilities.
Absolutely. Reconnaissance is all about information gathering. The more information an attacker has, the better they can plan their attack.
Once they have enough information, attackers will attempt to gain access to the target. This might involve exploiting a vulnerability in the system or using phishing techniques to steal login credentials.
And gaining access is just the beginning. Once inside, attackers often move laterally within the network to escalate their privileges and reach their ultimate target.
After gaining access, the attacker executes their plan. This could involve stealing data, installing malware, or encrypting files for ransom.
The execution phase is where the real damage happens, and it's often done covertly to avoid detection for as long as possible.
After executing the attack, many attackers work to maintain access to the system. They may install backdoors or use other techniques to ensure they can return if needed.
And they are usually very good at covering their tracks, which can make it difficult for organizations to trace the attack back to its source. This is why understanding these processes is so important. The challenges of explaining cyber attacks.
One of the biggest challenges in explaining cyber attacks is their complexity and technical nature. The average person doesn't have a background in IT security, which can make understanding these attacks difficult.
That's true. The language of cybersecurity is full of jargon and technical terms that can be hard to digest for those who aren't in the field.
Another challenge is the constantly evolving threat landscape. Cyber attacks aren't static. They change and adapt over time, making it difficult to keep up with the latest tactics and techniques.
Precisely, Nia. The speed at which new threats emerge can be overwhelming. It's a constant race between attackers developing new methods and defenders trying to counter them.
Many organizations struggle with a lack of cybersecurity awareness and training. Employees may not know how to recognize or respond to a cyber attack, which can leave the organization vulnerable.
And addressing this challenge requires a commitment to ongoing education and training, ensuring that everyone in the organization understands the risks and their role in protecting against them. Effective communication in cybersecurity.
One way to improve understanding is by translating technical jargon into plain language. This helps non-experts grasp what's happening during a cyber attack and why it matters. How do you interpret that?
Yes, breaking down complex concepts into simpler terms is crucial. It's about making cybersecurity accessible to everyone, not just the experts.
Analogies and stories can also be powerful tools. They provide relatable examples that help people visualize and understand abstract concepts.
Definitely, Nia. For example, explaining a firewall as a bouncer for your network can help people understand its role in preventing unauthorized access.
Regular training programs are essential for keeping employees informed about the latest threats and best practices in cybersecurity.
These programs should be engaging and interactive, encouraging participants to ask questions and apply what they've learned in real-world scenarios, response and mitigation strategies.
Organizations need to have a well dedicated incident response plan in place. This outlines the steps to take in the event of a cyber attack, minimizing damage and reducing recovery time.
A good incident response plan should include roles and responsibilities, communication strategies, and procedures for containing and eradicating the threat.
Investing in the right security technologies can also help organizations detect and respond to cyber attacks more effectively.
Technologies like intrusion detection systems, firewalls, and security information and event management (CIEM) systems are vital for monitoring and defending against attacks.
Finally, building a culture of security within an organization is crucial. This means fostering an environment where security is everyone's responsibility and a top priority.
It's about creating awareness and encouraging proactive behavior so that employees feel empowered to speak up if they notice something suspicious. Conclusion and closing remarks.
Understanding the complexity of cyber attacks is crucial in today's digital world. While they may be challenging to explain, doing so effectively is key to improving defenses and reducing risk.
That's right, Nia. By breaking down technical concepts, using relatable examples, and investing in education and technology, we can help demystify cyber attacks and build stronger defenses.
And remember, if you are looking to enhance your cybersecurity strategy, consider reaching out to Velocity Technologies. With over 20 years of experience, we offer tailored, secure, and reliable IT solutions. Visit our website at Velocity TechJerg to learn more. How do I make myself look more secure?
Thanks for tuning in to the Daily Dose. Until next time, stay safe and secure out there.
Bye, everyone.